MSPAN brings you long-form public affairs programming within Mayflower, made possible by our sponsors. MSPAN, easy access to government matters.
The proclamation the governor just announced. I'd urge everybody to go to government announcements and take a read real quick. If not, you'll probably be a little lost on what we're talking about. So I'm just going to read off a script here, and then we'll just go from there. So we'll have 3 speakers today. It'll be myself, Special Agent in Charge Sababi, and then the Attorney General, and I believe there is a somebody from the governor's office is going to be here to take questions. So we'll kind of go down that list, and then eventually I guess there'll be a questions portion at the end. Ring Seb will eventually join this, so if he's trying to move him up whenever he joins. So today we take a necessary and lawful step to protect the city of Mayflower from further harm. After extensive intelligence and consultation, special agents from the Mayflower Bureau of Investigation have came to the conclusion that we'll be declaring the Mayflower Red Front a terrorist organization. This designation is anything but symbolic. It grants not only our Bureau, but law enforcement additional powers for enforcement and allows us to penalize supporters of the violent Marxist movement. The immediate and far-reaches consequences of this decision will be entertained by law enforcement across the state until the threat has been eliminated. Essentially, we've been gathering intelligence on this terrorist group now for a little over a year. They operated in the original Mayflower. They're operating here now. They've had, multiple opportunities to just close down. In fact, they have closed down multiple different times. Deleted their Discord 5 times by now. So, unfortunate. Numerous times in the last week, they've targeted judges, specifically Chief Judge Albert Wellesley. Somebody let Sababi up here. And on numerous... Yeah, why is this spring guy talking to me? So on numerous different occasions, they've, on a very continual basis, hunted down political figures. They've hunted down, people of power, political figures. At one point, they even attempted to meddle in our state elections. So we found that there is a multitude of reasons to place them or declare them as a terrorist organization. So I'm gonna give the stage over to Sabavi here, and he'll get into more of the nitty-gritties of this. He'll actually explain what enforcement looks like, what the public can expect, and then from there to go to the Attorney General. The Attorney General will answer questions on behalf of the governor. He has a statement he wants to make as well. Um, and then then yeah, there's just an all-out war on terror. I think Sabavi has to accept the request here. He's not really good with computers.
Oh, figured it out. Can we hear me? Cool. Pursuant to Title III, the Mayflower State Code, Subchapter 2, Section 8604, the Mayflower Bureau of Investigation is directed to investigate any and all terrorist threats or activities against the state of Mayflower and their government. For some time, the Mayflower Bureau of Investigation has been investigating the Radical Red Front organization and its members. We stand behind the Governor and the Attorney General during this time. As the law enforcement agency charged with investigating and responding to these threats, we've been preparing a damning case against the Red Front for some time as well. More recently, the Lander Field Office completed an investigation into an attempted political assassination by a member of the Red Front. My investigation knowledge of the Red Front made the connection clear. There was a terrorist motive, and we advised the government to draw the line here. Backed with actionable intelligence, directed resources, and a commitment to the security of the state, we will continue to meet the Red Front, its allies, and any other terrorist wherever and whenever. The consequences of this decision will be far-reaching. We are looking forward to exercising the privileges afforded to us by law. We will continue to prevent, respond to, and investigate any and all terrorist activities against the state of Mayflower and our government. We will restore the rule of law once again.
I think we just got bombed. I don't even know what just
Yeah, I
happened.
think that's what happened.
So I
It's
think
kind of
we
wild.
In here.
Anyway, go ahead,
there
Durag.
we go.
Sorry.
All right. Wait, before I begin, the governor would like you to say, quote, "Oi, maple syrup." It's Bubby.
Get fucked, you
We're gonna
hoser.
go up to the we're gonna go up to the top floor, I guess. That's where I'm being told to go. So go ahead, Mr. Attorney General.
All right. Good. Make my way up to the top floor. All right.
Somebody let Stan Labs in when he runs up here.
Alrighty. All right. The Mayflower Bureau of Investigations, as well as other state and local law enforcement, will have access to any resource they find necessary to terminate the Red Front and any further ties it has in Mayflower. If you are in the Red Front, you'll be prosecuted, you'll be convicted, and you will be deported. The prosecutors of the Justice Department will no longer stand by, and we will come for you and your stockpiles. If you're watching this and want a chance at doing good, leave the Red Front, or you'll endure permanent consequences. We're cutting resources to focus strictly on the Red Front, and we will no longer stand by.
So the governor wanted to be here, but unfortunately he can't be. He's actually driving home from work like a true American. But he just wants to kind of like inform the public that we're going to do everything we can to stop this Marxist regime, and this is the first broad step towards a campaign against terror. I mean, there were some attacks last night, but we're all still looking into that. So I think that's all from us. We're gonna take a couple questions if anybody has any. The only thing I ask is you raise your hand, Ring will move you up, and then just say you're asking the question too. So myself, Sabavi, the governor, or the attorney general, and then the appropriate person will answer.
Hello?
Hello, George.
Hello.
What are you going to do about the corrupt justices in the judicial system?
So who's this directed towards?
Oh.
Okay, I guess he's gone.
I'm muting my game. Hold on. All right.
Hello, hello.
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 So, what is going to happen with LCPD? Is there going to be any arrests made towards the officers of LCPD because they fought with MNG?
Most of their conduct has been excused by Central Authority, but we're looking into it. We might do something if there are any separate occurrences.
So the chief will probably be arrested?
I'm not too sure about that because, again, a lot of what happened last night was excused by the admins. But if there is anything that happens separate, we will take care of it.
I think there's like a couple more people with their hands raised. They have to accept it though. Oh, there we go. Hello, Wish.
Hello, hello.
Hello?
Do you guys have any insight for the public on people who are actively serving in the war against Curry, especially Orange Bear, who's at the front of this war?
Yeah, we'll make a memorandum and we'll post it later tonight, just for you.
Yeah, this is Airlifts.
Airlifts.
It's Pride Month. I'm fucking gay. Goodbye.
All right.
Agreed.
Isn't that the same guy who had like himself as his profile picture and like got caught dating with 12 different girls? All right. I don't think we have any other questions. I mean, we might. As for enforcement and the Bison Act specifically has us noting down domesticated terrorists. You'll see the Mayflower Bureau of Investigations public database reflect a new page that'll basically label all of the current Mayflower Red Front members. So as for department heads, we'll be sending out individual letters to every department head to inform them if they have any individuals who are currently part of the Mayflower Red Front and that they'll have to terminate their employment. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else. Oh,
Hello?
I have a question. Hello.
One of my questions I wanted to ask is: has the Mayflower Red Front been linked to any attacks directly?
I got milk.
I can answer that question. We've received multiple reports. Some of these matters are actually now before the courts, but we have investigated several attacks perpetrated by members of the Red Front, and those charges are now being tested in court.
Okay, and are they linked to any quote-unquote like other organizations? Are they working with any other organizations?
That's not appropriate to comment on at this time.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you for your question.
Yo, bruh. What's good, chat?
Hello.
Alright. I got a question, alright? Because this is interesting, okay? Alright, my first question, okay? So, what are you gonna do to, like, how are you going to stop a Roblox militia? Like, you can't literally kill them, so how do you plan on, like, severing their operation? Like,
deport them.
How do you do that?
Yeah. So the Bison Act allows us to deport members of terrorist organizations, so they won't be able to hold emploids. Like essentially, in essence, right? You're just making their life harder. You're making it so it's not enjoyable to play the game. That's really all you can do to them.
So,
in the past.
Okay. Before you finish, like, another question, alright? So, I see, like, there was, like, a database that differentiated between, like, terrorists, street gangs, like, lone wanderers. I believe it was, like, a PAPD database. So, like, what's the difference between a street gang and a terrorist org? Like, what changes? Like, do they get charged with, like, treason? Or what's the difference between a street gang getting charged or a terrorist organization?
So the difference is the enforcement between a criminal street gang and a terrorist organization. So if you read up on the Bison Act, if you read like the state laws, you'll be able to get more in-depth understanding of it. But the Bison Act allows there's a terrorist removal court where we will submit affidavits to a court to have essentially the entirety of this regime removed. On top of that, allows us to do covert search warrants that are reviewed by the judicial system. It allows us to essentially take away anything that they have that's a legal firearm, or like I think it's illegal contraband, as long as it's inside
The
the scope of what
covert
we
search
requested.
warrants, as far as I know, they're for illegal firearms and explosives only.
There we go. So essentially, what we're doing is kind of like breaking it down step by step.
All right, I got an. All right, all
In the
right.
past, MRF surrendered to the Bureau. Okay. In the past, the MRF has surrendered to the Bureau. We actually destroyed their Discord. I think it was twice. So there was that. So we think this will be a fun time for the Guard, a fun time for us. Sure, if you look at the screen share, we actually have the National Guard here. On the off chance we were attacked again, so. Hello, Mr. SKRP. What's your question?
So, like, out of all like groups, like, why MRF? Like, they're fucking ass. I don't get it. they're actually
they're
fucking
just
shitty.
they just have the most activity right now. It's kind of like the big thing is we wanted to have our first declaration be at a point in time where the group is active. Death Watch, we haven't really seen much from them recently. And it's kind of just like, okay, who's the most active? PLF doesn't really do much to do like one event a month. And then you get into the nitty-gritties of it and you go like, okay, well, MRF is actively kidnapping judges, killing judges, holding judges hostage in their own homes. So then it's kind of just like a, this is the first declaration we're going to do. I mean, if there's more, like DW gets more active, PLF gets more active, whatever it may be, a new group joins up and they start becoming more active. Then obviously we'll declare them a street gang, and then we'll move on to declare them a terrorist organization. If the activity continues to the nature that the activity of MRF has since OG Mayflower to now, it kind of, there's a standard to it. So it's kind of just like, as much as I wanted to declare DW, I mean, they're not really active as of right now. They used to be, but not anymore.
And additionally, the definition for terrorism in the state, it's not just enough that their conduct affects the government. They also need to have a demonstrable intent to affect the conduct of the government. Death Watch, they're more of just clanners, and they cause a lot of chaos, but as far as their political goals, those are still being ascertained.
Oh, can we get Knott's feelings up here?
Hello, my
Hey,
friends.
Hey,
Hello.
hey.
Good to see you guys.
you.
This is very, very exciting. I am wondering about how the government is going about classifying who is part of this group and who is not. Because obviously, with the declaration comes many restrictions upon the liberties of the people who are, being subject to the restrictions. So how's the government kind of managing?
Here we go.
How are they managing, like, who is being restricted and making sure that it's not like, some random person? You can restrict Brenda though,
Well,
if you can get on that.
I can answer a bit. So obviously they have to do more than just be affiliated with the Red Front. Obviously, we have to show that they're committing crimes and kind of moving toward terrorism and the terrorist objective of the group. So a lot beyond just being in the group, but the people that are in the group are who we're going to look at pretty much. So we can catch you committing a crime and have the uniform on, you're at a deployment or whatever it might be, you're going to get targeted by us. But if you're just a random guy, you're fine.
We have a list of active members that have been collaborated through intelligence and are partners in the Criminal Investigations Division, Mercia Street Crimes Unit, or whatever they call it now. They've changed the name like 5
Fair enough,
times.
fair enough, fair enough. And will you guys be applying these restrictions to Brenda Popplewell, or is that like a separate thing you guys are working on?
I'm pretty sure that was all cleared off by CA, but we'll see.
Wait, holy goated.
Hello, good sir.
Hello, Regiment.
Wait, let me ask ChatGPT for a question.
All right.
Y'all low-key caught me off guard, but I'm not gonna cap.
Okay. Let's bring somebody else up while he gets his question from ChatGPT.
Yeah, thank
Hello, guys. Round 2 of questions, okay?
All right.
All right. So, as I was talking about earlier, there was a PAPD database that was up. But 24 hours ago, this database was taken down, okay? So this database was taken down and it showcased all dealers, all criminals, all criminal organizations that was an ongoing threat to the state or whatnot. So my question to you guys is, for the organization called the Combined Objectives Element, why is that on the database registry if they've never touched the state, if there's no signs of this ongoing threat and probably other regions of fucking different countries? Like, why hyper focus this?
That's not a hyper focus of the Bureau. I'm not sure what the Port Authority is doing. They have their own counterterrorism unit. Their focuses are about the Land and Marine Terminal. So I'm not too sure what their focuses are. The Bureau maintains our own internal databases of criminals and criminal gangs and organizations. As for the Port Authority, I know they monitor potential terrorist groups and they forward, information to us. But as to the inner workings of a database or who they are placing onto that database, isn't necessarily in the purview or my purview or the Attorney General's. So that'd probably be a better question to ask Nico, probably.
Yo, can we get audio on the Family Guy?
Okay.
Can we?
All right. Well, don't bring Cascop up here. Don't do that. He said he wanted to assassinate me.
Is he MRF?
DW. Oh, he brought him
He's
up
dropping
here.
a hard R. I'm calling it.
Genuine question.
Genuine question. Okay, he said he has a
Genuine question. He said, yeah. What's up, Cascop? Oh, he's muted. Okay.
There he is.
So you're saying to counter these terrorists, you want to ruin their experience in game, but isn't that just gonna make them leave? And then, what are you gonna do then? Like, what's your purpose then?
I mean, new gangs show up every day. MRF died, and then like MNP took up the reins. MNP died, and then there was like some random political party that did the same thing that they did, and then that closed down 10 days later. The game doesn't have a problem with crime, and it's not like we're declaring everybody a terrorist organization off the rip. So there's restrictions in place, but I mean, I guess I was a little harsh with my wording. We're not making the game unenjoyable, but we're making it so that it's more difficult for these terrorists to, one, obtain explosives and firearms, two, to do the same things they've been doing for the last couple of months, and three, to just absolutely obliterate them. So it's not like it's going to be unfun. I mean, you're going to get into shootouts. I mean, the Zans are going to get into shootouts no matter what. If we're going to go hunting for you and you know you have a search warrant, you know you're part of MRF, you're probably going to want your friends to be with you to shoot us. So, hello, I create time.
Hello, can we just remove MRF cars? They're so annoying.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. Hello, Alexander.
Nope.
Hello, Jay.
Okay, I have a question.
Go ahead.
What's your question?
PLF number one. PLF number one. PLF number one, baby. Let's go. We don't.
I'll answer that question. Yeah, PLF
Yeah,
is
go
like, it's terrible. I mean, I don't even know.
I don't even
It's
think
terrible,
PLF's
man.
declared a street gang. I
I
think
don't
that's
even.
how like lowly they are.
They use like R21s and 20-round mags. Like, come on, man.
All right, hello, Mr. Bedden. Welcome back.
Yeah, I realized that asking ChatGPT for a question was a low-key retard move. So two things: one, can we get a different Family Guy video? And two, can we get audio on the different Family Guy video? Yeah, that's basic.
Hopefully. All right. Well, I think that's all from us. If anybody else has any questions, you can
Last question.
direct them. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So hypothetically speaking, right? If two gangs wanted to war in Lander, and like, say we wagered, the two gangs wagered between each other, loser just like disassembles itself, whatever you want to call it. Is there any way y'all could like have the cops just not interfere with that? Like just close off Lander?
Take it to Future Tops.
Yeah, you think it's just a future. It's a good question though. It'd be pretty funny to see.
Yeah, maybe you can like have MPVS stream the Future Tops match. Be worth it.
Sounds like a
Alright.
good plan.
Yeah. All right, that's gonna be all from us. If anybody has any questions, you can refer to Sababi as enforcement or me. I mean, you can go to either one of our DMs. Answer to criminal
Sababi.
justice questions, you go to the Attorney General, and then questions to the Governor, you can go to his press secretary. So, otherwise, hope all of you guys have a good rest of your night. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a quick footnote here. Stan worked really hard to have this work. So essentially, he has a little script where the sunset in real life is a sunset on the screen that you see right now. So Stan wanted me to make note that you can see the sunset right now. We'll cut to that right now.